Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo, and I am here for Joe, episode 13, lucky number 13. It is a lucky number for me, actually. This is a weird thing for me in particular. I was born on a 13th, particularly a Friday the 13th, and so I am a cursed child, and I embrace the cursed. Embrace the curse. Yeah, 13's a good number for me, and a bad one for most other people, which feels weird. Welcome, everyone. Happy Thursday. I don't know if you can tell by the deep set circles under my eyes, but I'm exhausted. I'm really tired. However, given the circumstances, there is no way that I'm skipping Joe. Not only because of what's going on in the show, but also what's going on outside of it. Sometimes I can justify skipping it because I didn't skip it last week, and maybe I can get it done this weekend, but there's just no chance that I'm going to be getting Joe done this weekend. I've got a D&D game that I'm going to be running on Sunday, and that's taking up a bunch of my mental energy. So the only thing to do is to buckle down, even if I'm tired, and watch the fuck out of this episode of Ashita no Joe. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to give it my best. I've got some caffeine to help me through. I encourage you to do the same if that's your vibe. We are at a pivotal point for Joe. We are finally gearing up to step into a legitimate, sanctioned boxing match against somebody that we fucking hate. Or at least that Joe fucking hates. He's actually kind of an okay guy. He does the cool pose and stuff, at least. Joe just got clonked real good by his training guy, and I think that's how Tange. Oh wow, I actually got that right. For some reason in my head I was thinking it was Tangen, not Tange, but it is Tange Dampe. Huh. I'm thinking that Tange is teaching him the most ultimatist punch by punching him with it, and now his body will know. Now in his deep heart of hearts and his core being, he'll understand the power of the great punch of all time. I don't know. It seems wild. Seems like a bad idea to concuss your students in order to give them information, but this is anime, baby. This isn't the real world, and I don't think we're going to be focusing on CTE too much. I think our characters are going to kill each other way before we get there. Way before we get there. Which is good for them. Honestly, in a lot of ways, you want to go out when you're on top. You don't want to deal with that slow and inevitable decline. The stage is set. All of the people in this prison want Joe to die. Want Joe to get his ass absolutely handed to him. Whether it's like on a moral, ethical sense, like maybe he just needs to learn, right? He just needs some karmic justice. Maybe he'll change if he gets beaten down in the right way. I feel like that's kind of the perspective that Yoko has, that Shiraki has, is like maybe Joe will change over time. Like maybe he'll figure it out. But if not, maybe he just needs to be put in the dirt. Maybe he just needs to be put in the dirt. And all the other prisoners who've been dealing with him for this period of time, they're ready for him to be gone and done and to shut the fuck up and to stop interrupting their plays and stop being a dickhead. And honestly, so am I. A little bit. I would like for Joe to change. I would like for him to be a better person. Because he's currently such an antagonist. He's such a jerk. Such an instigator. Someone who enters into spaces that maybe there are problems inherent with the space. And he justifies his actions by being like, I'm calling out the inherent problems of this space, and I'm so cool because of it. Ha ha ha, that makes me better. And it's just like, no, actually, you're making, everybody else is trying, and you're making their lives shit. Fuck off. That message is about to be delivered with fists. Or Joe's about to find his way into carving a path forward with his own fists. I don't really know. I don't know how we shape this into something really interesting. It's like the conversation that we had before about him facing down with Rikishi. If he just gets beaten down, I don't think he learns. If he just wins easily, I don't think he learns. How do we navigate this so that he learns? We've done it in every step prior to this in really interesting ways. But now I think the rubber's about to hit the road. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we're going to get like another episode or maybe more of preparing for the fight. But I'm kind of expecting that we're going to like wake up and then it's going to be like, okay, Joe, you're awake. Guess what? You've been asleep for 12 hours and it's time to go. Get your boxing gloves on, buddy. I know that you just woke up from unconsciousness after getting clocked in the head, but now you got to figure it out real time in the ring. That would be like the most intense road forward, maybe. But I don't know if that's what we're going to do. Maybe we'll spend some time getting our ducks in a row before we enter the ring. Maybe we'll spend some time building up this event a little bit more. I don't know. It feels like it's pretty well built up. It feels like I'm pretty ready for these two to clonk and bonk on each other and try to kill each other with pillows on their hands. That's what we do. That's what we do here. We try to kill each other with pillows on our hands, and it's really weird, but it's also kind of cool. Okay, I do want to draw something, and in particular, I want to draw a pillow on a hand, but in a particular way. So let me pull the little camera thing down, and then I'll draw this. I'll try to make it relatively quick, but we'll also zip through it the way that I've been doing. I was thinking about trying to get... They make these, like, document cameras that sit on your desk and, like, sit over the thing and just have a camera that's straight down, and they're literally made for exactly this, for streaming stuff. That's a document, and then I wouldn't have to deal with all the autofocus and stuff. So I think I'm going to keep an eye out and see if I can get one of those secondhand or something, and turn that into a way of improving my little drawing segments, so that I'm not just... Yeah. Okay. I'm going to start in pencil, just because I want to frame things out just right for this one. I just want it to be nice and big. And I want a little bit more confidence when I put down pen lines. Okay, and then... Oh, you know what I should do? I know what I should do. I have two cheap pairs of boxing gloves that I bought when I joined a boxing gym. And also just to practice, like having the right weight of gloves. God, they're so heavy. It's a crazy thing when you're not used to it, and you put on a pair of gloves and you start actually trying to move in them for a while. It's like, oh, these are the weights. These are not light. And you start to get that feeling of like, whoa, I really want to drop my hands. It's hard to keep them up for long periods of time. You got to train through it. Okay, my whole reason for grabbing this is that I wanted to like point it at me and see what it looks like when it's coming at me. Okay. So, and this one's these are differently designed gloves. You can see these ring sides, which are very cheap. These are very affordable. And the padding on the knuckle is really great. So these are a great training glove, and they're available on Amazon. If you want to just like go through gloves fast, I think these are like $30, which is honestly pretty freaking legit for a pair of gloves that a coach will let you into a gym and let you spar with something like this, as opposed to something shittier. But they're differently designed. The foam is really different, and the way that the fingers come down is really different. The way that the thumb is tucked in is really different. I think that these are Thai style, but I don't really know. I'd have to go and look again. Okay, but what I am seeing is that this curves down like this more, and this actually is a little bit wider, a little bigger. Boom. And then this curves down here like this. Okay, and then there are these wrinkles, these crinkles in the thing. So, crinkle, 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 and that's it. And then it's smooth. And then it goes down like this, or this goes here, and there's crinkles. Okay, cool. Okay, that's more like it. And then the thumb comes off here. Kinda looks like Elvis. That'll do-ish, kind of. Not sure how to do this now, because I just want to color it. I guess I want a pen, too. maybe I just leave this in pencil, and then what I want to try to do is color the whole thing. Okay, so this is my darkest section red. I don't really have a lot of reds, and I don't really want to use pastel pink, but maybe there's a way. Let's find out. The pink is probably too pink. Okay, I think deep vermilion is my core color for all of down here. Let me try this. Maybe if I just cover it and then do that. Nope. Nope. Not really. I feel like the pink is too pink. Fuck it. It's what I got. Is what I got. I've been riding around the block just to check out what I got. Okay. I'm really pleased with how this has turned out. Yeah, I'm really pleased with how this has turned out. Feels really good. Feels really cool. Feels like Joe's got that smug face going, and he's about to get punched in it, which also feels pretty cool. Whee! I love doing that. Well, that's just perfect. Onward, forward, into the future, into tomorrow, into today. The fight is today. It leads us to tomorrow. What's gonna happen here, man? First off, what's the cool Omega Ultra Super Best Punch ever? And how's Joe gonna feel about that? About getting, I think, taught it by being punched with it. Second, how are we gonna set up this ring and stuff? What's that all gonna look like? What's our arena like? This is the first space of boxing that we're going to be entering, except in Dream. Third, do we actually get to see the fight this episode? Fourth, does anybody point to the sky again? Because that would be really cool. I was sorely tempted to draw that, obviously, but this is what I wanted to draw. I don't know. Let's watch episode 13. Lucky number 13 of Ashita no Joe, and find out what happens next in our story and to our characters. PiP timer. There'll be two versions, picture-in-picture in the description. Timer on YouTube, PiP timer. Burm, burm, burm. Prison Island. We're back on the boat? Okay. I still think that's what's going on. Mmm. It's next week. Oh, okay. Oops. Is it a counter? Is that the idea? Is it getting your opponent to run themselves into your fist? I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is. Okay. I love that background. Wow. The light off the waves. It's so abstract and fun. It's like paint splatters. I love that. Whoa. Oh, we've inspired them. They're all interested. I wonder if we can get everybody boxing. Yeah, are a lot of people coming in with scrapes and bruises? He knows what he needs to know. Whatever it is. He's just thinking. Is he just thinking? Jesus, man. Jesus, man, why? What? Joe. Joe, no, dude. No! What the fuck? You have one friend, man. Okay. Why is he goading him like this? Is he trying to try the punch without telling him? That's so fucked up. That is what he's doing. He's trying to try it. He's trying to practice, but without consent. I don't like it. That's mean as shit, Joe. That's mean as shit. You have one friend. Yeah. Leaves a real sour taste in my mouth. Okay, you gotta say that to him when he's awake. You have to say that to him when he's awake. You can't just say that internally. Hmm. Holy shit, Joe. What are you doing? Ow! Oh, both ankles shatter. Ugh. You fucking idiot. It's fucking crazy. Okay. This is insane. This is his chance to practice with them, right? Yes, it is. It's counters and counters. So silly. So silly, but so weird and so fucked up. I don't know, man. He started out pretty fucking heartless. I'm with you on that, though. More skill means more... He just builds him up more. They're in the hospital. And he's dead. There's a street full of people. He's just practicing, bro. He's just training, bro. Fuck, it's cool. It's pretty cool. Did he see him? Did he see him do it at all? Yeah. Yeah, man. That little sequence looks so goddamn good. I do. He's gonna hurt him permanently. He's gonna try to break him legitimately. He's getting better. He's gotten better. He figured it out. Oh, you mean the... Yeah, he got better. He's a Super Saiyan. I think he just figured out the counter. Hi. What's up, bro? Whoa, whoa. He doesn't have an answer, though. Yeah. Yeah, he knows now that something's up. Okay. Okay. Are we about to get into, like, mind games and strategy? Doesn't seem like the place for us to go, but that seems like where we're going. What are you thinking? He's putting it together. Hmm. Soka. Yeah. It's really scary. Oh, he's thinking. He's thinking and thinking. I love it. I didn't think that we'd be getting here to like punch strategy stuff. Like, that's cool. Is he gonna fight a cow? My guy. My guy. I wonder if the bull will be animated awesomely. That's so badass. And absolutely insane. So is he going to try to avoid the horns and punch the bull out? Is he going to try to knock out the bull without getting hit by the horn? That's insane, Rikishi. That's so fucking metal. Hmm. Pass. He turned and just disappeared. Oh. Hey, buddy. You want to apologize, man? Hmm. Damn, I want Nishi to hold him accountable. Huh? Huh? Oh my god. He's knocking out bulls. He's avoiding the horns and he's hitting them in the face. That's insane. That's insane. That's like Guts fighting giant logs. What the fuck, man? Oh. We're setting this up so that both of them have unknown quantities. And so it really becomes an unknown when they match in what must be the next episode. I'm gonna win. I've got it. There's no choice, right? But like, oh, whoa. Just another troublesome obstacle. I'm not worried about your punch. Later, bro. See you in the ring. Oh, there's still some episode left. All right. We're actually setting it up? This is gonna have to cliffhang into the beginning of the match, right? Like, we gotta end on the bell or something. Shiraki Yoko, we've brought the ring, we've brought the equipment. Got winning gloves, some fucking awesome stuff. Oh. God, he has such a scary frame. Joe's so small comparatively. Like, they are not weight class equivalent at all. Dude, you're gonna have to put it all together. Jabs, straights, counters. And then you're gonna have to get up again. Like, you're gonna fall. You're gonna get hit hard enough to claw. Oh man, that's crazy. It's crazy. There's so many pieces. Fuck yeah. Gotta love a good cheer squad. I might lose. It's the first time he hasn't been 100% confident, isn't it? And there isn't time to learn something new. But we need to talk. We need that coach advice. Yeah, here we go. Okay. This is our setup for, like, our first ringside coach advice, isn't it? It's pretty goddamn strong. Yeah, but what if I do have something to be scared of? What if he's been punching bulls? Just maybe, you know? Just a hypothetical. Whoa. Huh. Huh. You should probably get some new gloves. I wonder if they're, like, horsehair. I guess then you don't need new gloves. Maybe. But I think even those get compacted down over time. Yeah, they wouldn't have been using EPA foam or anything. Or EPS. Ah, jitters. He just looks fondly at him as he snaps at him. Yeah, you sure, bro? You fucking sure? God damn. Here we go. Here we go. We'll see. I wonder, you're gonna be able to take that off with the gloves on? Oh shit, I gotta take these off and then take off the jacket. just hits a wall, man. Hi. Yeah, let's get the bell. Man, we're gonna end on the bell! And bell and have them rush toward each other and cut to ED? Ah. Ah. A color swap. What a great background. Face the feelings completely. Aim through the difficult thing. Yeah. Oh my god, the tears in his eyes. Because it is. Because it is. Oh, it's different. Ah, the musical builds. A little glimmer, a little sweat. I don't even want a chance looking at it. How does this go? How does this go? How can this battle end just right? It has to be with the two of them knocking each other out, right? Just like we see in the OP. Like a draw. So that we can keep battling on and proving ourselves forever, you know? A rivalry that lasts forever. Maybe not. Maybe it's so close that we're striving ever to like retry. I don't know. I think it has to come to a draw. The reveal of what For the Sake of Tomorrow 3 is. The fact that Rikishi sees it, figures it out, and we go into this place where we're thinking and strategizing and coming up with an answer, a reply, turns this from one man's journey into both men's journey. Suddenly, Rikishi is actually one of our characters. He's not just an obstacle for us. He's actually a character now. It's something strange, but we're suddenly a little bit more on his side, a little bit more inside his mind as he overcomes the obstacle that is now Joe. Because we've gone from this place of unassailability, where Rikishi is just like, I've got it, to this place of like, oh, he's actually a threat and I gotta think this through. Suddenly, Rikishi is also striving, right? He's not just already there, an obstacle for us to overcome. He's another person on this journey toward greatness with us and against us. And so now we can kind of root for parts of him. And in the same way that we can root for parts of Joe and be really put off by parts of Joe, I think we can be put off by parts of Rikishi and maybe less of them and root for parts of him now that we're like inside his mind. I really like it. I think it's super cool. The scenes around it, the moment when we walk in and Joe's face is so different, and it's Rikishi on like in like cat cow on all fours with his just belly breathing, just like whoa. And then it's with a smile. It's so interesting because I know exactly what that feeling of like I've reached the near the limits of my exertion, but I'm pleased with it feels like after a really like a PR deadlift or a PR of something heavy, you know, or some sprint or something like that, and you're truly winded. It's taken everything out of you, but you did it, but you accomplished it, and you're like half passed out. You're breathing so hard, you're gasping for the air that gives you life and stuff. But it's successful. So you got this like smile and this like and in that moment, that I don't know that there's anything in the modern world that connects you more to like I don't know, being a hunter-gatherer who's just chased something down and killed it with your bare hands. And that's really the feeling that I get from Rikishi. He's chased down, he's beaten up a bull, right? He punched a bull unconscious. He's a monster, and he's out there hunting monsters. He has to be. I love it. I think it's so fucking cool. Joe gets the gloves, and the smell off the gloves is blood. Dante gives him these. He's like, here's the sword of your ancestors, kiddo. Look, it still has caked blood on the hilt. How cool is that? How cool is that? It's horrifying. And at the same time, welcome to being who you really are. An animal unleashed, right? You don't have to pretend anymore. Once you step into the ring, you can be complete. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. Let's go through the episode. I don't think that there are some cool cuts and some cool pieces of animation and some great scenes, but mostly it's just what this episode does for the story that's so stellar to me. Oh man, there are so many great scenes though. So many great scenes, so many great pieces of like where the music is leveraged really effectively to build all this up. I think this is a hint at what's to come. They're all getting into boxing. You know, Shiraki brought up that like in American prisons they use this as a rehabilitation thing, and maybe that's where this goes. Like if this match is the spark, is the starting point, maybe we get like some more boxing training going, and we use that as like a road to teach these young men self-respect and discipline and capacity in the world and stuff. It's one of those paradoxes where authority figures think that like arming people with violence is going to be bad, right? They're just going to take those skills and use them to oppress and hurt people and steal and be more violent, and we'll be adding violence into the world. But it's a really interesting thing when you have the capacity and you know what it feels like to have it done to you as well. Things change a little bit. There's at least a chance, and a pretty good chance, I think, that you take on a certain level of responsibility and self-respect in that place and go from like having to prove yourself because you don't have stability on the inside to being stable on the inside and not needing to prove yourself on the outside. That would be really cool. This as well, the way that everybody is like, now they're experts, right? Now they're all engaged. Now they're all a part of it. They're all boxers. Don't you know how good I am at boxing? They all want to be boxers. I think that's where we're going with this. After this match, no matter how it goes, I think that they're going to start training here. Maybe Shiraki will provide some stuff. Maybe she won't need to. Nishi's way too forgiving of Joe. We know that, right? And Joe knows it too. It's actually part of why he treats him badly. It's like, why don't you just get it and get away from me? Because I'm bad for you. I'm like a bad person to you. But he follows him like a kicked puppy. It's pretty sad, and it's a place there that we go in this episode that I think is like one of the worst things Joe has done. To me, this is one of the worst things that he's done. Beyond like stealing from a rich person, not a great thing to do. Beyond certain lies and betrayal. Well, no, the betrayal of Tange when he was working was pretty fucking bad too. But here Nishi's just wholeheartedly trying to support Joe and kind of just trying to be there, and Joe pushes him away violently. Yeah, uses him even to practice on without telling him what he's doing. And his justification is like, well, he wouldn't punch me for real anyway, you know, unless I goad him, right? Unless I'm really mean to him. It's not fucking good. And he doesn't apologize for it afterward. He just treats him the same afterward. Nishi comes up to him and still delivers important information about Rikishi. And Joe doesn't even acknowledge that he was an asshole to him. Something's got to change on this front. Like, something's got to change. Joe does not deserve the friendship that Nishi is showing him. And it's it's getting to the point where it's actually starting to get on my nerves. Where it's not just like, yeah, Joe's kind of a dick to this guy. It's like, no, Joe's not being okay. That's not all right. I don't know. Anything is fine, just stop ignoring me. And he says, shut up, you pig. And he's happy about that, you know? I think that's a perfect... Oh, shit. That's a perfect one. People do this with parents. I'm really familiar with that in the literature, is how even if it's pain coming from a core provider or your only source of connection and attachment, even if it's abuse, even if it's pain, that's connection. It's emotional, and it's got valence to it, and it's like, it's a sign of life in the relationship. And people who feel like that's all that they can expect in a particular relationship will seek that out, even if it hurts, just to be connected. It's pretty shitty. I hope that something changes on that front. Back off, and he starts smacking him around. What are you doing? Why? He says, I can do whatever I want. And it turns out like Joe is intentionally being a dick here in order to incite Nishi into hurting him, and I don't like it. It doesn't justify it. It's not cool. But he finally angers him, and I do like that Nishi does have a limit. I do like that, because it proves that at some point he'll just walk away, I think. I hope. Calls him a coward, and at that point it becomes really clear that he's trying to goad him, but swing, bam, what is he doing? Oh boy. I'm starting to understand it. Take some time to repent! And then he does, but only internally. I had to. No matter how much I upset him, he still saw me as a friend. He wouldn't throw a serious punch at me. I have to figure out the real trick. Haha. And maybe the silliest thing that Joe has ever done, and I really like this. This is on the full other end. This is on the side of being like, oh, you think that I'm crazy? Then I'm gonna act crazy. Woo! There's a line in an Aesop Rock song. The song is "The Red Phone" from Black Hole Superette, where it's I've been several seasons with the cheetahs in the tall grass. To me, it's all an Impala with no hall pass. All that balderdash, all these talking heads, futzing with the public good, hawking hate and spawning eggs. Then they wonder why the kid is swinging from the chandelier, body painted safety orange, screaming out, "The champ is here!" As if it's not a healthy response to whatever type of zealotry you presently on. Wrong. So it's like, yeah, I'm acting fucking crazy. I'm painted safety orange. I'm swinging from the chandeliers. I'm screaming, "The champ is here." I'm acting absurd. And the reason is because y'all are absurd. This is actually a rational response to the situation, is to act insane, because that's the only thing that I could do. And at this moment when Joe is just like, oh, you're gonna treat me like I'm crazy? I'm fucking crazy, baby. Woo! Ah! It's kind of like the Joker. It's got that vibe of just being like, yeah, I'm as insane as you think I am. Be afraid. Rawr. That's it. Throw him in the brig. Throw him in solitary. And he bashes the fucking barred window out somehow. And then leaps 2 stories, which really should shatter some things. Like, ooh. I have a really distinct memory from when I was young in a simple playground with like wood chip ground, so fairly soft, and there's a slide, right? And the slide goes up two playground stories. And I remember being with a group of kids, and we were like trying to dare each other to jump off the slide thing, and it was just short enough that permanent damage was not going to happen if you landed right. But I remember jumping off of it, and landing right, and having the distinct feeling in the, like, as impact hit the bottoms of my heels, that if that thing were, like, 1 foot higher, the child bones in my feet and ankles and tibias and stuff would not have survived. had the distinct impression of being like, oh, that was close. Like, if I wasn't a springy little boy with springy little boy tendons and stuff, something would not have survived that drop. That was a very scary feeling to me. So watching Joe land, and then the way we do the impact on the hard surface below him is like, it has that moment of sitting there and being like, oh, that's an impact. I have to wait and sort of like let the like internal heads up display be like beep 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 beep, rebooting, checking for damage, and like go through the list, like toes online, ankles online, calves online, knees online, not dead, not exploded, blood still inside body, all is well, and then can move, right? Joe kind of has this, we get the shock, and the spray of red dust and stuff from it is a lot. This is so impactful. Bam, bam. Ooh, lands there, lands on the elbow too. Man. Learn how to do a parkour roll. Learn how to do a parkour roll. Learn how to do a parkour roll. Go to find a grassy area and just throw yourself at the ground and learn how to do a roll. It's really useful. I think I'm gonna go jump off of something and do some parkour rolls after I finish this episode, because I haven't done that in a long time, and this is like, hey man, you might wanna regain that skill, because if you like tip off and roll into this, you're fine. You're fine. If you just land solid, oh god, it's so scary. Falling damage is legit. You might have sprained something. Just wait there. Ha ha! What an insane child. You are so crazy. Okay, everybody. 3 days of break if you restrain him. Okie dokie then. Kablam. This setup of just being chased by a bunch of dudes who want to knock you out is the perfect setup for learning how to counter. It's so cool. It's a really good idea. I like this guy's face as he full zonks out. The little conversation that we have about like, ooh, he seems to be getting more powerful as he punches, verges into like, whoa, he's magic kind of territory. I think the answer to it is just like he figured out how to punch that punch properly, and now he has it. It's not like he just power scales and gains experience points every time he does the thing. Like it's, what is that? Is that RuneScape, where you hit things and you gain more money? Or you gain more at that particular skill? I think so. Nishi, laying down, realizes what's happened, but then he muses, every time Joe learns a punch, it seems like he becomes a little more heartless. Almost as though as he gains capacities, he becomes less like everybody else, less of a person. I wonder what we're going to do with that. A little more heartless. Why do I feel like that's happening? I don't know, but it really bothers me. This whole scene is a fun example of a kind of storytelling that we just don't do. We just don't do anymore. This character musing about this thing is just there to put this idea in our heads, to have Nishi be worried about it so that we become worried about it. We've had Danpei do similar things, like worried about Joe for reasons, and I like it. I like this feeling that characters are thinking internally about other characters all the time. It centers around Joe because it builds him as part of the story, and it kind of has the same vibe of like characters on the sidelines thinking about what's going on inside the fight. But because we're not actually in a fight, we're not actually looking at each other in the moment, it feels very different to me. And I don't know, it gives me an interesting impression. Here's this character who's one of the few people who really cares about Joe, and Joe is pushing him away actively, and he's worried about that, right? He's like, I'm worried that Joe keeps pushing people away like this. That's cool. We have not caught him. They've all been taken down. Shh. Okay, so this sequence, we show it like 4 times of Joe just standing and punching. It's great. It's great looking. We really put so much more length into his arms in this one. We looked at a very similar cut from a different angle. Maybe last time, maybe the time before, was as he's practicing. But this time, he's light on his feet. He's hitting poses just right. His punches have weight and speed and crispness, and we hear the it's all, he looks he looks like he's in shape, you know? And the mix of close-ups and the wides, it feels great. We can't do anything! We can't do anything! You have to do something! Just wait. Just wait. I'll take him down on Sunday. He watches him, but he's thinking, I do mean never. Ominous. Rikishi really genuinely plans to hurt him badly. Okay, here's our conversation about he's getting stronger at this. Oh, he's getting stronger! How weird. The more he punches, the stronger he gets. So he walks up to him. Hey, how about we fight today? And Rikishi, like, looking at what Joe has done, I think I don't even think. I know that this is the implication. I'm not sure how it got inside my brain. Because we don't say it. We don't say it out loud. There's no line of text for it. All it is facial expressions. Suddenly Joe is confident. There are all these dudes on the ground, and Rikishi doesn't have a snapback. He doesn't have a quick retort or the kind of confidence that he did before. His skill as a boxer doesn't quite prepare him for this. He knows he's not ready. He knows if he fights in here, if our match is today, and Joe knows it too. Joe has leveled up, and Rikishi has not leveled up yet. Joe's level 2, and Rikishi's level 1, even though he was, Rikishi was level 1 and Joe was level 0 when they first fought. Now Joe has transcended. He's jumped to a little bit beyond. He's got a tool. He's got a weapon that Rikishi doesn't know how to fight yet. So in this moment, the wall demonstrates that it has a crack in it. How about it? Know what I'm saying? Ha ha ha. And there's a little bit of sweat. There's a little bit of curiosity. He's not sure. What kind of punch did he learn? What happened? Okay, so from there, he's thinking. He goes and he follows it through. He does detective work. And this is not a place that I thought we would be. Pieced together. It's almost like going and watching tapes. Yeah? It's like the kind of prep and research that I know from pieces of Hajime no Ippo, right? It's like, go watch your opponent's tapes, figure out what they're doing, figure out what their skills are, find a way to counter it, come into the ring as best prepared as you can be. There's, it's so cool. There's a line, I'm putting together a pretty freaking crazy, like, dungeon complex with a bunch of things to it, and there's a portion of it that's like, a library of ancient tomes and they're actually filled with quotes from all sorts of D&D texts over the past 40 years or whatnot. And there's one that I think stands for this here, and it's from James Ward, and it's, call it fate, call it luck, but we Lancashire men think the more prepared we are, the luckier we get. And it's stuck in my mind as like, yeah, luck has something to do with it, but preparation does too. And skill has something to do with it, but preparation does too. Knowing what you're facing is the most important thing. Here's Rikishi following that through. He wants to figure out exactly what he's going to face because he's a little bit worried. So he faces it. And the facing it is fucking awesome. He's able to put it together. He's able to think it through. Something. Blood. Blood on his hands too? I see. Whoosh, I know what punch he's using. That darn coach. He taught him a monstrous punch. And it's not just like, haha, I'll easily be able to overcome this. It's like, fuck. I gotta think of a strategy. I gotta come up with something. And what he comes up with is crazy. But it makes perfect sense, right? He has to weave around the horns, the striking of the counterpunch, right? Because Joe has this option and this option for countering over. If you're countering over a straight, your opponent's coming at you, you can punch over them, right? Or you can pull back and punch over them. But those are your options, right? Those are the horns of the bull. So if you want to thread through the horns of the bull that are so dangerous and land the knockout punch that you need to land to knock Joe out, maybe train against a bull. What a cool fucking idea. Absolutely perfect. Like, iconic. Legendary. On the order of Catching Leaves. Hajime no Ippo, episode 1 and 2, Catching Leaves, right? What is a punch? What does it mean to fight somebody? Abstracted out to like one one battle thing. I think it's so goddamn cool. And then the build up to it is he opens the thing, takes his shirt off, we build the bull. This moment where we've got him, he's like cut off by the... It's so cool. The foreground object really lends something, it adds something to this scene. Cutting off the chest space, which he has like pushed forward and confident, is so interesting here. I don't know why it adds something, but I feel like we would be missing something if that foreground element wasn't there. I don't know. He's nervous too, right? Like, this goes bad and he's gored by a bull, and there's every chance that he could be. The show manages to sell that to me. Manages to sell me, even though I know that there's no chance that Rikishi gets gored by a bull here. In the moment, I'm like, whoa, he's really risking his guts. Without even a shirt on. Not that it would help, but he's really risking his stomach. I really like the way that the bulls look, at least in these frames, with the bright, wild eyes that you see the full iris all the way around it, right? Bam. And on the other side, here we are. Crunch, 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 punch, 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 punch. All right, skeleton, you probably shouldn't say that. Now, time to do some work. We meet with Nishi again, and why do you look so down? And it's like, he still is on his side. He's still trying to help him. But Joe responds to when he's like, it's really scary, you might not win. No, it's big, it's serious. And he's like, are you not on my side? Fuck, man. This must be his response. What are you gonna do? What? Don't be on his side? Yeah. This moment, that is a face that is unlike any face that we've ever seen on Joe. So is this. And then, like an animal himself, the freaking, like, ab-covered, belly-breathing, dripping with sweat. It's dope. If I was into guys, this would be hot. I think. I'm never really sure. It's one of those weird things where sometimes I know and sometimes I don't. I wonder. I don't think I've had any of the women who watch the channel like comment on Joe as like, oh, this is a show that I watched when I was growing up. I wonder if anybody had like really big crushes on Rikishi. I could see it. He's pretty baller. He's got big Gaston, but not an asshole energy. I just wanted to show you how I destroy your stupid punch. Oh, and then this line is hard, if I understand it right. Because he implies that, like, the punch is the thing that's the obstacle in the sentence, but then the next clause reframes it so that he's actually saying that, like, the fear of actually killing you is the obstacle. I think it's something like that. To me, it's just another troublesome obstacle. Yeah, the fact that I'm worrying that I'll really punch you to death. That's so fun. It's so fun. Because it's like, to me, your new punch is just a troublesome obstacle, but that's not what he's saying. He's saying, to me, worrying about killing you accidentally is the obstacle. You're not. And I don't know what this part means. If that happens, it won't be a fight, it'll be a match? What? What? I don't get this. If that happens, it won't be a fight, it'll be a match. I don't know. The slow turn. Watch him walk away. A little bit of fear. Yeah. Ring goes up. Bam. Completely ready. He has such a perfectly boxery frame. It's so cool. You know what models look like Hollywood bodies? I think of like Brad Pitt in Fight Club. Classic otter mode type of character. And you see some of that in like lightweights, featherweights, skinnier folks. But when you look at like really great boxers, they're often pretty like squat with kind of overly long arms, kind of squat torsos and long legs. He's somewhere in the middle. He's like kind of brickish. He's kind of brickish, and he's kind of in between. He's really built like a really good boxer, like a really strong, like a middleweight maybe. Ah, it's cool. It's cool and very different from Joe. That Yabuki won't stand a chance. He's doing nothing. Then we've got our little cheer squad. Yeah, but he's pretty down. We get this moment of big sweat from Dompe, as he's worried too. And I think that this moment sets up what it means to be a ringside coach. Here's your fighter. He's worried. And all the stuff you've done to prepare him is something, but he's worried. What do you say? You're worried too, but you can't let him see that. Right? So what do you say? What face do you put on to be like, you got this, man? I think that this is something that's like embedded in our understanding of boxing. It's like in every boxing movie, there's the coach cheering from the side of the ring and giving a pep talk and stuff. Step aside. I need to talk. You look down. How strong is that punch? Oh, you've mastered it? Well, there's nothing to worry about then. Great. Nothing to be scared of. All right, cool. He's taking on that place. Nothing to be scared of, huh? He doesn't try to, like, assuage his fear that way. He doesn't try to be like, you'll definitely win. You'll beat him. He refocuses him on the gloves. They're a bit old, but I'd really like you to use these gloves for your debut. They have a good scent. The faint scent of blood. So, can you smell it? I used these. I used to bathe these in blood every match. This is the most metal shit in the world. Maybe besides fighting a bull. Even now, the smell makes my blood boil. They suit you. Well, everyone's like that before their debut match. This moment when he, like, squishes the... Whoa. Squishes the leather. So, without poly stuff, without foams, these would be, I think, horsehair-packed leather gloves is what they would be. Whoa. Yeah, definitely, I think, still something that you want to replace after enough matches. Have some headgear, but don't worry, you're still gonna die. I'll beat him to a complete pulp. That's it, Joe. That's the real you. All the bravado. All the build-up. I've been ready for ages. Now bring it. We jump into this space with great waves and patterns behind us. Feel your anxiety. Feel it all. Accept it, but overcome it. Look for victory and aim for it through the blood and through the sweat. You were born to box. You've got the blood of a beast. Fight with your life on the line. Tears coming from his eyes as he watches this finally come to fruition. Finally. What a goddamn good setup. Absolutely, absolutely perfect. This episode is really pitch perfect for a setup. And now we can move to the next episode without anything holding us back. Just two men in the ring. Both of them with every reason to put the other in the dirt. Both of them with new weapons and an uncertainty of who's going to come out on top. Here we go. The battle begins. It's all been leading to this, and I think this is where it's going to remain for the entire rest of the show. Like, we're entering into a different space, having kind of finished the first core in some way. Now we step into the ring. Now the show really begins. We've been talking and talking about boxing. Now we ring the gong. Wow. Thanks so much for getting this far into Joe with me. I'll see you next week for the next step, as we step over the ropes, into the ring, and up against him. Next time on Ashita no Joe. Thanks so much for watching. Much love. Peace.